morning. What is going on? What is going on? What's going on? As y'all can see, it's a little chilly out here. It's definitely a little chilly out here. I got on a coat. I thought it was summertime, but I guess not. Go ahead and throw a poll in the chat. Let's see. When you come in, go ahead and hit that like button. When you come in, hit that like button. Jack Frost, what's going on? Good morning. Good morning. This video probably go on the member side anyway. This video probably go on the member side, but we're gonna talk about something important today. What's so funny is I recorded a video for the members, talking about the economy, talking about the tariffs and everything. And the ninja didn't even have the mic was on mute. The mic was on mute. See, that's what happens when you just moving and grooving. Sometimes you make small mistakes, but it's all good. We'll get it. We'll redo it and get it back up, man. But anyway, but anyway, y'all already seen the title. Well, we're gonna let a few more people get in here. Want to let a few more people get in here before we really start getting into the conversation because this conversation is a must-have. This conversation is a must-have. Jack Frost, I need to hear this. Right, everybody need to hear this. Ninja's not doing nothing. Jack Frost said I have a super chat on the way. We also going live. We also going live this evening around 8 o'clock, 8:30. We also going live this evening. You know, 8 o'clock, 8:30. Noah Vasquez, what's going on? So there's definitely a random live stream. So people probably not even know I'm going live, but I'm gonna let a few more people get in here. Once you come in here, hit the like button. If you're new here, subscribe. If you're not a member, go ahead and become a member. Right? Go ahead and become a member. Jack Frost, is it the same topic? No, no, something completely different. No, this evening we lit. This evening, no, this evening we talking about something completely different. Completely different. Feel okay. I'll tell you that if you super chat. I'll tell you if you super chat. I'll tell you if you super chat. But anyway, man. So as we all know, man, as we all know, everybody and their mama has just been hit with tariffs over the head, right? Everybody and their mama just been hit with tariffs up over the head. Feel okay? Let's talk about Jesus instead. Thank you. Well, there's plenty. I'm sure there's plenty of church live streams that you can tap into. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of church live streams that you can tap into that are over there talking about Jesus. Okay, this ain't a Jesus live stream, ninja. It's not a Jesus live stream. Anyway, when you come in, go ahead and hit that like button. Once you come in, go ahead and hit that. Go ahead and hit the poll. Go ahead and answer the poll. What do you guys think? Will America ever recover? Will America ever recover? I should have put in. I should have put in a different poll. Actually, I should have put in a different poll. This is the poll that I really wanted to. This is the question that I really wanted to answer. Is America losing dominance? That's the real question right there. So once you come in, answer that poll right there. Is America losing dominance, man? So as we know, um, America's putting tariffs on everybody, taxing all imports, taxing all imports from everybody we can think of, right? We're taxing allies, we're taxing adversaries, right? We're putting the tax on everybody. But here's the thing, though. So as we seen the stock market, right? The stock market is in red. So for many of us who are used to investing, like myself, I've been investing, for forever at this point. When the stock's in red, of course that means everything is on sale. Everything is on sale. Everything is on discount, right? So here's the caveat, though. With tariffs being placed on all imports, right? The cost of goods and services is about to skyrocket, right? Depending on how long everything lasts, right? Depending on how long everything lasts, we don't know how long it's gonna last, right? The administration could be like, okay, we reached negotiations, we've reached a deal, we've reached this, we've reached that, right? So it may not last, it could be short term or it could be, long term, right? That's the thing that's up in the air right now. But overall, the majority of Americans are gonna suffer, right? People are talking about that. Okay, the stocks in red. You guys need to go ahead and get you some stocks. Go ahead, listen. If you don't have $10,000 to throw into stocks, just forget it. Just forget it. If you don't have $10,000 minimum, if you don't have $10,000 minimum to throw into the stock market and take advantage of what's going on right now, you might as well forget it, man. Throwing in $100 is not going to do anything, right? Throwing in $100 is not going to do anything. Throwing in your little $300 is not going to do anything, right? Your little $1,000 is not going to do anything, right? Not in this economy, right? The only people that can take advantage of what's going on right now are the same people that can always take advantage of it, right? The big bosses, the people with the money, the people with the moolah, right? The same thing with real estate, right? The majority of Americans can't afford to purchase a home, right? The majority of Americans need what, decades at this point to possibly save money just to get into the door. Come on now, it's not happening. President Camacho said the entire administration should be removed. Congress needs to grow spines and stand up to this idiot. Listen. You at the same time, I hear you. Listen, I'm not picking sides. I'm not Mr. Politics over here. Okay, I'm not Mr. Political over here. Right? If you ask me, I don't give a damn who's in office. I could care less. I could care less about either establishment. I really don't care. Right? But at the same time, you have to respect that President Trump is trying to restore American dominance. You have to respect it. Okay, right? You have to respect it. Right now the question is it little too late? Is it a little too late to be trying? Is what we should have done decades ago, right? We've had countries that have been eating off us for the longest. Countries have been eating off America for the longest. Countries have been building up their countries. Countries have been building up their economies, right, on the backs of the United States, right? They've been doing it for decades, you know. So to some extent, you got to kind of respect what Trump is trying to do, right? What he's trying to do. Now, will it work? We don't know. Will it actually work? We don't know. We can only sit back and see how everything pans out, right? We're too interconnected now, right? Globalization. We're too interconnected, right? We're too interconnected. And the thing is, man, right? The thing is, so one of the big things is bringing back manufacturing, right? One of the big things is bringing back manufacturing. First and foremost, manufacturing with men in it, that's never coming back. That's not coming back. Man in manufacturing is not coming back. Austin Brown, in the 60s, a man can have a dead end job and provide for a wife and four kids, and I have 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,200 square house. Yeah, but those days are done. Those days are done. Uh, Sabatucci's just said something very, very important. He said the rich and the poor slave wages are coming back. That's what happened too, and that's what I was about to get into. That's what I was about to get into. So could tariffs pay off? Possibly, but what's going to happen in the middle of it possibly paying off is the majority of people are going to be driven so they're going to be driven so far into poverty. If this lasts, if this could possibly last, the entire administration. Do y'all not understand that? Right? this this the tariff war could last the entire administration. We don't know how long it could last. We can be in a tariff war this whole administration, the whole 3 years left, the whole 4 years. So what will happen during this tariff war? Basically, the cost of goods will go up, the cost of services will go up, the cost of material will go up, right? But what they're hoping for is that United States, the people who are innovative, right? The people who are productive, right? They're hoping that people step up and do the job and bring back, power into the United States and bring back, domestic products and bring back all of this stuff, right? But here's the thing, though. The United States citizens, man, has lost a sense of innovation, right? We've been consumers for so long. And many people can argue and say that it's by design, right? It's by design to make us, permanent consumers. We can argue that. However, United States citizens are permanent. They they are permanent consumers, right? No innovation, just consume, consume, consume. And we haven't been, dominant, in the world for a long time, right? Many countries have been, building up their economies, like I've said, especially China. China has just released. I seen a post, article this morning, right? So China is now starting September 1st, starting September 1st. So next school year, starting around September, they're now requiring that every single student has to take courses on AI and automation. It is required. They're starting as early as 6 years old, right? So China is not looking like they're even backing down from this tariff war at all, right? And we got to understand China has built themselves up with because of American consumerism, right? China has built themselves up because of American consumerism, right? Big said American education level so low. Trump said, "I love poorly educated." The majority of people in the United States are mainly dumb. I do agree. They don't understand politics. They don't understand economics, right? Many don't even understand how their own country works, right? So I mean, it is what it is. What can we do? But the majority of Americans will suffer though, right? And it's just funny how everybody's talking about, oh, the stock market is down. You better get in. You better get in. You better get in. Right? You better buy some stocks while it's down. The majority of Americans don't even have money in their name right now. Right? The majority of Americans don't even have money in their name right now. The majority of Americans are struggling, right? People are falling behind on bills, people are falling behind on car loans, right? We're in massive debt, right? Student loan debt, consumer debt. People are falling behind on regular everyday bills, right? Evictions has skyrocketed in every major city, right? Erica P says no assets and tons of debt. That's what it is. No assets and tons of debt. You got to realize the education system, the public indoctrination camps in America don't teach people to how to gain assets. It teach you it the public indoctrination camps. It teaches you how to be a worker, right? Assets are for people who understand how the markets work. Assets are for people who understand how the economy works, right? Assets are for people who understand how freedom work. But majority of people, in America going to public indoctrination camps, they just teach you how to be a worker. Jack Frogs with the $25 donation. I appreciate it, Jack. Jack, you on a roll, man. I appreciate that, Jack. Shouts out to Jack, man. Blake Bradley said some people can't even afford their car note. Yeah, it's crazy out here. Do y'all, what is the average? What is the average car note? Last time I've read, the average car note was around like $700. $700, $700+ Some people paying a thousand. Some people are out here paying $1,000 for their car notes. Right? I drive a regular. Listen, I'm not even. Listen, I'm not even trying to get a new car right now. I'm waiting. I'm waiting to get a new car, but my car is almost paid off. I drive a Nissan. I drive a Nissan. My car is almost paid off. I probably have another what? I probably have another year on it, right? And I drive my work truck. I drive my work truck everywhere, so I don't use my personal car. So, I just let it sit and I just continue to pay on it. Somebody said Jack clearly ain't struggling. Yeah, Jack got a little money on him, huh? Right? Red Akuma said both my cars are paid off, but need to replace one. Stress is real at the moment. Yeah, it's horrible when you've paid off a car, when you've paid off a car and you have to replace it, start breaking down and all that stuff. Yeah, yeah, because really, in reality, listen, some of these people driving around Benzes and any one of these German cars, Mercedes or anything like that. Best believe a lot of these people are paying high ass car notes. Don't believe the hype, right? Now, some people they can afford their cars. Some people, a very very low amount of people can actually afford their cars, right? But these people driving around these big ass trucks and they're driving around these BMWs and Mercedes. These people are paying $800. They paying $800 a month for their car note plus insurance. Meanwhile, I'm driving my little Nissan. I'm waiting on a storm to pass. I'm waiting on a storm to pass before I even think about getting a car. Before I even think about getting a new car, if I even get a new car, because there's nothing wrong with my Nissan, right? It works perfectly fine. I keep up with the maintenance. I keep up with the oil changes, right? Keep up with the brake maintenance. Keep up with the changing the tires out, flushing the fluids out, and it works. It works like dandy. It works perfectly fine. Works perfectly fine. Don't believe the hype. Get you a car. Get you a car that's reliable. Get you a car that can get you from point A to point B. It has heating. It has AC, right? And call it a day. Because this is not the time period to be trying to ball out on the car. I know y'all couldn't wait to get your tax money back. Some of y'all couldn't wait to get your tax money back to throw some money, put a down payment on the car. Idiots. Idiots. Erica P says, get a 2014 Subaru and be good. Yep. Yep. You got people falling behind on mortgages, right? People falling behind on mortgages. People falling behind, man. I said this multiple times. Multiple times last year. I said this multiple times this year. I said a lot of people are about to be homeless. A lot of people. Homelessness will be and it's not going to look like the traditional somebody standing out in the middle of the street kind of homelessness. No, you're gonna have it's gonna be a new poor in America. There's gonna be a new homeless in America, right? Yeah, everyday people. You got people already who are staying in their cars already. People are already living in their cars, and in many major cities, people are staying in their cars, right? People can't afford rent. People can't afford groceries. People can't afford anything at this point. Charles Taylor said BMW is reliable and the best driving car. You, my friend, are an idiot. Because anybody who knows anything about BMW will tell you the complete opposite. That is a bull crap lie. So you either trolling or you just dumb. Jay Garcia says Honda and Toyotas are reliable. Right? Erica P says the prices of these homes are so inflated. Everything is inflated right now. So with everything, you can also look at it as a correction, right? Because the housing market is crashing. The car industry is also crashing, right? Stock markets are plummeting, right? I was expecting a crypto bull run, right? I was expecting the crypto bull run as soon as the administration got in, but as we can see, that's not happening no time soon. That's not happening anytime soon. So I don't know. I don't even know when the real crypto bull run is going to come, right? Because I've been holding on to some major crypto, waiting on something to come about, right? But we haven't seen anything yet. So we just need to wait a little bit. Need to wait a little bit and see where things actually go. Said Ripple will be worth it in 5 years. I believe it, but we have to see it first. Comeback for Jack said Lexus cars last. Now that's what you should be. Now if you want to go luxury, and reliable, get a Lexus, right? If you want to go luxury and reliable, get a Lexus, right? But as far as getting a Mercedes, if you get a Mercedes, lease it. Point blank. If you get a Mercedes, lease it. If you get a BMW, lease it. If you get any one of these high-end luxury cars, you need to lease it, right? You want to lease those kind of cars. Most people don't even understand the kind of maintenance that comes with those German engineering cars. Moy tapping in, smash that like button. Yes, Sirski. Right? Yes, Sirski. Destiny says, "Do you want to have a roast battle?" Why would I have a roast battle? Read the title, idiot. Why would I have a roast battle? I said, "Is America losing dominance?" We ain't here talking about the economy. We ain't here talking about people losing their livelihood. You talking about having a roast battle? See, that's what's wrong with you, you idiot ass incel ass Americans. Always think everything a damn joke. Think everything a damn joke. Talking about you, do you want to have a roast battle? Get the fuck up out of here. MSK, I am looking into buying gold and silver right now. Specifically silver. Specifically silver. Blake Bryan said Destiny got to be 12. Yeah, you get your kids who come in here, and play around. But I'm looking specifically at silver right now. Right, I'm looking specifically at silver. Crypto isn't doing well right now. The stocks, of course, has plummeted right now. So there's a lot of money. There's a lot of money from what I've been seeing. From everything that I've been paying attention to, as of right now, a lot of people are flocking over to silver and gold right now. But I'm specifically looking at silver. Shouts out to Moy. AP Max is great and reliable. Yep, that's one of my sites as well. But in my opinion, you better off. You can get a better deal when you go into stores. You can get a better deal when you go into stores. Check out your local pawn shops. Check out your local stores who possibly hold gold themselves. Talk to your local bank. They can give you some pointers on that as well. Point you to the right direction. You can get a better deal going inside. When I first started buying gold, I was going to different pawn shops. I was going to different pawn shops and buying gold and getting some deals or whatever. Because the thing about buying it online, they hit you up top of the head with a bunch of fees, shipping, and all that stuff, right? MSK said I took my money out when I saw my portfolio drop $80. What you should have done is just let it sit, man. That's the name of the game. You should have just let it sit. Let it sit. What you should have done is just put some more money into it, because the stock market has historically, see what the normies do, right? What the normies do is, as soon as they see negative, as soon as they see everything in red, everybody panic, right? So not only did we see a drop because of the current economy, tariffs and everything. I mean, this happened worldwide. The global economy is in a shitter right now. So not only that, but then at the same time, you have people panic sell. People panic sell every single time. So it furthers the dip. It furthers the dip. So now, I mean, we're going to continue to see a dip, and according to economists, we haven't seen anything like this since 2011, 2008. So we're definitely seeing historic drops right now. Jack Frost said by 2030, those who are patient during these times might not ever have to work again if he or she can ride the wave. Yep, I agree. I agree. But my question is, can we actually recover? Can we actually recover? Because right now it's up in the air. It is up in the air. I do respect what Trump is trying to do. Right? He's trying to bring back innovation to America. He's trying to bring back productivity to America. He's trying to get you ninjas up off your butt and do something. Right? He's trying to get you ninjas to create businesses in America. Right? He's trying to get people to buy American products. He's trying to bring back power and dominance to the United States of America. Now, whether the Americans bite it, now that's 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 up for grabs. We don't know. We don't know. Erica P says hell no. Moore says BRB, peace, pepper, getting tea. Moore says he's trying to get ninjas not lazy in America. That's what he's trying to do. That's why it's up in the air. That's why it's up in the air. Erica P, there is no method. There is no method to this madness. I agree. There is no exact method to the madness, right? I mean, you can only ride the storm. See, and what a lot of people will do is they're gonna fold. And I tell y'all this all the time. Most people are gonna fold, right? There's only gonna be specific people who rise in the ranks. Neptune, what's going on? MSK said, I don't think jobs are coming back. Companies want cheap labor. Well, see, the thing is, if you're operating in a country that he's slapping tariffs on, now you're gonna pay even more to operate out of that country. So now it's gonna cost you more. So yeah, you may be getting cheap labor, but those tariffs, that tariff that he throwing on that ass, is gonna make it equivalent to you basically operating out the United States, right? But as far as manufacturing goes, the traditional manufacturing is not coming back to the United States. Traditional manufacturing is not coming back to the United States. I don't know why people keep saying that. I mean, because people are dumb. They don't do their research. We're not going backwards in technology and automation. We're not going backwards. Companies are not going to do that. We're still moving forward with AI and automation and robotics and technology. We're still moving forward, right? So we do have companies who are trying to plant a seed in the United States. There are negotiations going on, right? There are several companies who are trying to, build in the United States and bring back some form of manufacturing, but it's not going to be what you think it is. It's not going to be the same thing, right? Most of these are going to be smart warehouses. These are going to be smart warehouses. They're going to be little to no. I've witnessed a whole. This was years ago. This was years ago. This is when Amazon first started doing it. When I was working at a Amazon warehouse, right, full of people. But there was another one. There was another Amazon warehouse that they were building a few miles away. That was fully automated. Right, it was a fully automated Amazon warehouse, and they have many of those at this point. Yeah, you still have your manpower warehouses at this point. Yeah, sure, but they also have fully automated smart warehouses that have little to no people in there. Little to no people in there. Right. Martian said Hobby Lobby warehouse in the house. Yeah, if you working, let me tell y'all this, man. If you're working low skill jobs, you need to get your weight up right now. If you're working low skill jobs, right, first of all, let's get these likes up. Let's get these likes up. We have almost 50 people in here. We have almost 50 people in here. Let's get these likes up. But if you're working a low skill job, get your weight up. Get your certifications up. Pick up some kind of trade. Pick up something. Pick up something. Because right now, what we're seeing the depth. We're going to see the depth of unskilled labor. Right. That's what we're seeing right now. And then with the cost of goods and services and parts going up, we're going to see more and more layoffs. Right, companies have already been doing layoffs. I mean, both public and private. We've seen the government. They're trying to cut around the edges. Right, cut the meat off. Right, pause. Right, they're trying to trim the fat. Right. So we have a lot of government organizations, they're dropping people. That's in the public sector. But then you have on the private sector that's going on too. And with the cost of parts, with the cost of goods, with the cost of services, companies are trying to figure out, they're trying to figure out different trade routes. They're trying to figure out how can I maneuver this? How can I, companies that are operating internationally, who, ship stuff to the United States, who are big players in the game, they're trying to figure out how to maneuver through these tariffs and maneuver through this trade war. And guess what? The biggest cost to most companies is labor, is headcount. So they're going to be trying to figure out, okay, in the midst of this, we need to cut bodies. Right? We need to cut bodies. We need to trim the fat ourselves because we're losing money. A lot of companies, they're bleeding right now. Right? Trying to figure out, okay, how do we maneuver this? How do we get around this? Right? A lot of companies are bleeding right now. So best believe a lot more companies, they're going to start dropping headcount. They're going to start dropping headcount. MSK said, I do maintenance, so I'm good. If you have a question, hit that super chat. Sarah 3 Horn, hit that super chat. Right? So if you work in some kind of low skill, especially you warehouse workers, you Wally World ass ninjas, right? You Family Dollar ass ninjas, right? Pick up, y'all need to get out here and gain some skills. You ninjas getting out here protesting, talking about some you need to make a livable wage, ninja. You need to get out here and get a livable certification, ninja. You need to get out here and get a livable degree or something, right? If you wanna move up in the world, get a livable skill, ninja. Too many people in this country, they wanna work as baristas and think that they're supposed to get like the top dollar. Ninjas standing in front of the checkout at the self checkout, helping people at the checkout line, thinking they supposed to get $40 an hour. Nope, nope, nope. I'm sorry. Moore says all my T-shirts made in Texas from organic grown Texas coffee. Shouts out to Moore. Shout out to Moore and shout out to Texas. But it's over with. It's over with for low skill. It's damn near going to be impossible for some of the high skilled workers to find work as well, right? Because as technology continue to evolve, it's going to be hard for software developers. It's going to be hard for you UI UX ninjas. It's going to be hard for a lot of people, not just the low skilled workers. It's going to be hard for the high skilled workers too. So you're really going to have to stand out nowadays. It's really gonna stand out. Curtis, you're gonna have to super chat. You're gonna have to super chat. But you're really gonna have to stand out nowadays. And I put a video on the member side. I told guys what are the things that are gonna be the up and coming things. I told the members what's coming next, what you need to be doing, right? What kind of skills you should be invested in, what you should be doing. Neptune with the super chat. I appreciate that, Neptune. Let me read that. Neptune says you need to teach these ninjas to make money during these hard times for future results. Yeah. I talked about that. I talked about that in my live stream. I talked about the key things that dudes. I talked about the certifications as well. But I'll actually do another video. I'm gonna do several more videos on the member side. On the member side, you gave this guy $10. LOL. Go ahead and snipe. Go ahead and snipe Jay Jackson, broke ass ninja. Go ahead and snipe Jay Jackson, boy. Snipe the ninja. Snipe the ninja. Get the fuck up out of here. Trey says if you haven't got your CDL, I suggest you get it now. Price is about to go up. Yeah, I've been thinking. Actually, I've been thinking about. Good point, Trey. I've been thinking about actually getting my CDL just to have it in my back pocket. That's something that I've even been thinking of. Listen, you want to have as much leverage as possible. Shouts out to Trey for that. But you want to have as much leverage as possible. If you have to get a CDL, hey, listen, you don't have to drive trucks right now, but you want to have that CDL in your back pocket. So that's something that I've definitely been thinking of. Listen, if push come to shove, listen, you can go and drive a truck. If push come to shove, there's plenty of transportation companies who are always hiring. always hiring. So if you want to keep a CDL in your back pocket, right? And you just want to, push come to shove, you get laid off, right? You get fired as ninjas, right? You quit or something as ninja, and you can always use your CDL, right? You can work locally, you can work, travel state to state, whatever you choose to do. Jay says dope jacket, bro. I appreciate it. I actually need to replace it. I had this jacket for years at this point. Surprisingly, Levi makes some good jackets, man. Levi's make some good jackets. They made out of great material. They last a long time. I've had this jacket for years, and it has stood the test of time. I need to get another one too. Moy says I am getting 2 more AI certifications. Shouts out to Moy, man. Shouts out to Moy. I'm also in the process of getting a few technology certifications as well. You say AI certifications. I need to look into AI certifications, right? MSK said, "You think college is still worth it? Um, is college still worth it? I don't want to. I don't want to say no because I do believe in higher education. I do believe in higher education, but over these past 10 years, higher education has not been paying off as it did 20 years ago. As of now, I've as of the research I've been doing, you have so many people right now who are now graduating college. Harvard is actually also experiencing record lows in people coming out. They're coming out of college and not being able to find a job, and this is for STEM. This is for STEM individuals. So you have Harvard. Harvard is struggling to get their constituents jobs, their recent graduates jobs in the STEM field, right? So I don't want to say it's worthless, right? And then too, we have so much deregulation going on, right? So many companies are saying, hey, you don't need you don't need a degree anymore, right? I've been hearing a lot of companies, especially tech companies, right? They've been saying, okay, if you read some of the descriptions, some of these job descriptions, they're requiring less and less of a degree, right? They're now saying that okay, you can just have a certification. They're accepting more people with experience than just people with practical knowledge, aka a degree. And I believe in STEM, right? I believe in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. I do believe in people, of course, going to school and going to get their JDs, going to law school, becoming an attorney, going become a orthodontist, a dentist, a doctor, right? I do believe in all of that. But really, if you're not going to become an actual, then I would say, you might as well avoid college. And don't get me wrong, if you can go to college and pay as little as possible, go for it. If you can go to college and pay as little as possible, go for it. But if you know you're going to be in debt, if you're going for some of these social science ass ninja, liberal arts, if you're going for liberal arts and these social sciences, listen, don't go to college. That's pointless at this point. The economy is not set up for you ninjas to be going and get liberal arts degrees, right? You got a bachelor's in psychology. Like what, ninja? You got a bachelor's in social work. What, ninja? Like what? Pointless. That's pointless. Pointless. So if you're not going to school to try to become an actual professional, then and you can't afford and best if you can't afford to go to if you can't afford to go to school, skip school altogether. There's no point. You better off trying to figure out. You're better off working a job trying to figure out what path you want to take. If you want to pick up a trade, you know, money so you can possibly start a business or something, right? Doing maintenance or something like that, plumbing, being an electrician, HVAC work, stacking up your money, right? Without all of that debt. You have so many students right now. They can't even find proper jobs. There are so many college students coming out of college right now. They can't even find proper jobs. And they're $50,000 in debt, $80,000 in debt, right? Many of these kids, they come out of college and they have worthless degrees. Worthless degrees. They're not even working. They're not even working in their respected degree field, right? A lot of I know a lot of people who went to college and everything, got a 4-year degree. They make way less than me, and I'm in the trades. I'm in the trades. I know plenty of people who they have degrees. They not even touching me in money. They still working at Wally World, Kroger ass ninjas. They're working at Starbucks, right? Or they're stacking up. They're stacking up multiple jobs. So yeah, many people out here, even with degrees, it's hard for everybody out here. It's hard for everybody. People with no degrees, people with degrees. Moore says work for the degree, pink hair ass ninjas. Blake Bradley says, "Yep, people in the tech field are making $24 an hour without a degree." Yep. But see here, and the caveat is like if you're in trades, right? Here's a caveat: if you're in trades, you can maneuver, and you can have an advantage over somebody who's just now coming out of college. Do you understand? Because if you go straight into the trades, you build up your work experience, right? You build up your work experience, and a lot of trade, they're implementing a lot of technology into the trades now, right? No, not more so like your like plumbing, for instance, right? That's more mechanical than anything. But when it comes to like electrical work, when it comes to HVAC work, when it comes to those kind of systems, they're implementing a lot of technology into those things. So a lot of trade workers are also having to be savvy on the technology side of things now. So a lot of these trade guys, including myself, we're maneuvering more into technology because especially these big companies. I work for a big company, so they're implementing more technology oriented, parts and materials and things of that nature. So if you are lucky enough to work for these companies, you can have an advantage over people who are just now coming out with the degree, because not only do you have the work experience, right? You've been working for a minute, but you also have the technology experience, right? Or experience that you can translate into technology. So, that can work in your advantage. Jay says, I know someone with a master's and still broke, barely getting by. Listen, that's most people. And some people not even broke. Some people are just living beyond their means. Some people are just living beyond their means, right? Which is America in a nutshell, right? Live above your means. Consumerism. That's why we are where we are now. We're a debt driven society. We're a debt driven society. But now that free money is gone, right? Easy money is gone. Now it's time to get out here and work. So we're gonna see if Americans actually come through and put in the work, because um, it doesn't matter what administration can only do so much. A president can only do so much. They can only pass so much policy. They can only put so much tariffs on these ninjas, right? They can only tariff these ninjas so much, right? But at the end of the day, it's going to be about what is the American people going to do, right? These tariffs can either destroy us. These tariffs can either destroy us, or it can produce a shit ton of money and bring back prosperity into the United States of America. It can go either way. It can go either way, right? These tariffs could tear us up, right? Or it could be a master plan actually behind it. Zamora said, "Nope, false." What do you mean, nope, false? What's false? What's false about what I said? MSK, great point. Great points. He says, yeah, in maintenance, we control the HVAC from the computer now. Yep. So me included. I have a laptop as well. I have a laptop as well, and some of the things that we do with our laptops, we're now involved in activations and programming and coding now, right? So we're actually programming technology in my field. We're actually involving ourselves in programming and activations, and we deal with a lot of technology. I'm telling you, if you're lucky enough to be in the trades right now, especially a lot of these trades, they're implementing technology. Yeah, you can have a big advantage over people who are coming out with a computer science degree. Yeah, sure, they have a computer science degree. Sure, that's cool and dandy, But now a lot of these companies, they're hiring based on, okay, your work experience. Were you boots on the ground, right? Can you work? Can you learn, right? Do you have some kind of, history, working on this or working on that? Or are you trainable, right? Because a lot of things now, it's you can translate it over. You can translate it over. What's going on, man? How you doing? Good, good. Zamora says, "What's the master plan?" Um, what do you mean? What's the master plan? You got a super chat? You got a super chat, and you need to be more specific with your questioning. I don't know what you mean. Sign up says prosperity income, and possibly. See, I'm understanding enough to understand that it can go either way. I'm not naive enough to be like, oh yeah, prosperity's coming, and yep, these are good. These are jobs are coming back to the USA, and I'm not naive to think that. I'm not naive enough to think that. But I also know like it can go either way. Like I said, just today, what's going on? As you talking about, she was talking about the tariffs. The tariffs could go either way. Like I said, I understand you have to tariff these ninjas. We have to put tariffs out there I mean, like I said, I understand trying to bring back American dominance. I respect the fact that he's trying to bring back American dominance. But could it go either way? Right? Could it possibly be a little too late? Especially if they've been building their economies, right? They've made so much money at this point, especially a country like China, right? Once upon a time, 3 decades ago, three decades ago, China wasn't even competing with the United States. Just 30 years ago, right? Just 30 years ago, China wasn't even competing with the United States. But now, 30 years into the future, oh, China has damn near surpassed the United States. Just today with the super chat, I appreciate it. China has surpassed us in education. China has surpassed us in technology. China has surpassed us in infrastructure. Now, like I said, we still are interconnected. Now, if the United States fail, China can fail as well. Now, if China fail as well, United States can fail. So we still are interconnected. We still are interconnected. MSK says, yeah, companies want you to know these things on the spot nowadays. Oh, definitely. Definitely. If you're working for any major company nowadays, training is little to none. Best believe it. Now they will train your ass how to do the job, but ninja, they expect you to come through the door and survive on your own, right? Which makes it cool too, because then you can you can rarely get fired as ninja, right? They not gonna fire you because they know they're not really training you to the utmost extent. So you do have job security in that sense. You do have job security in that sense as ninja, but they're not. Companies are not as invested into training like they used to be, right? I remember way back then, right? Companies really used to train you, right? Companies really used to train you how to do the job. Nowadays, man, do you know how to do the job? Can you breathe, ninja? Can you breathe? Right? Can you use your fingers as ninja? Can you walk, ninja? Can you walk around, ninja? Is your back okay? You don't have any health issues, do you, ninja? Okay, cool. He can work. He breathes. He talks. He breathes. He talks. Now they don't invest that much into training like that. And a lot of it has to do with there's no loyalty anymore in the workplace from both the company and the employee. There's no loyalty in the workplace. That's dead. Loyalty in the workplace is dead, right? Companies not invested into training because after 3 years, most people are gone. There's not that many people who are staying on jobs for 20 years. That shit is gone. Gen Z definitely not staying on jobs. Gen Z leaving after 6 months, ass ninja. Gen Z get in and get out. Right? Gen Z is not even staying on the job for training, ass ninja. Soon, you know how many Gen Z people they come in for training and they right out the door. Gen Z come in and come out. So many people don't even stay. Many people don't even stay past 3 years, past 5 years, before jumping ship and finding another job. But then you got to realize these companies, they're not even trying to pay their fair share. They're trying to get over. They're trying to get over on employees, right? Not pay them. They try to work you half to death, right? They try to work you half to death and not pay you, not give you any kind of promotion, not give you any kind of increase in wages, but they want you to work half to death. And then, people jump ship, go find another company to work for who's paying them way more. So loyalty is dead in a workplace. So you have all of that, that's just what it is. We're talking about a variety of things. I mean, mainly we're talking about the American economy. We're talking about tariffs. We're talking about the workforce. We're talking about ninjas out here homeless. Overall, there's many different things. Standing said, "I've paid off my student loan. The loans were just for my master." Shouts out to Standing 3404. Shouts out to Standing for paying off his student loans. Kevin, what? Everything expensive because wages so high? What are you talking about? Huh? Did you mean to say that? Because that doesn't make any sense. The wages are too dang high. Okay, I'm guessing you're trolling. I'm guessing you're trolling because that wouldn't make any sense. Wages are too high. Okay, must be a preschooler. I mean, there's many different caveats to why nobody wants to work. There's many different caveats to why many people don't want to work. Wages have not kept up with inflation. Wages have not kept up with the cost of living. There's many reasons why many people don't want to work. Many reasons. It's not just because people lazy now. People are lazy out here now. A lot of people don't want to work because they plain Jane lazy. They don't want to put in the pain for the game. But then at the same time, you got people out here working 2, 3 jobs. People out here working their ass off too. People out here working 2, 3 jobs. They driving Uber on the side. They're driving Lyft on the side, and they're trying to make ends meet and still can't make ends meet. So people out here working now. Don't get it twisted. Moy, shouts out to Moy. Abundance mentality is key. Don't be a brokey. Shouts out to Moy, man. Shouts out to Moy. Right? Kevin talking about we got to pay high school kids $20 an hour to make pre-cooked sandwiches. Bro, what are you talking about? High school kids? Oh, you one of those guys who think you one of those guys that think that high school kids are still the ones who are working in McDonald's or something. You still think high school kids are the ones working in Wally World, Family Dollar? Have you not looked around the past 20 years, Ninja? The past 20 years, teenagers are not dominating these low skill jobs anymore. Like I just said, you have people with 2, 3 jobs. You got people who work full time in the office somewhere, and they go into McDonald's or the warehouse and work that, and that's their second job. And then they're driving Uber on the side. People are out here working 2, 3, 4 jobs, and then doing freaking ride share and all that on the side. Teenagers are not dominating these low skill jobs. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Kevin? Be quiet. Look at that right there. Yes, 4 jobs. 4 jobs. Okay, Ninja, you grew up on a farm. Okay, nobody's growing up on a farm anymore. People live where the jobs at. Why does you used to work for free? That sounds stupid to me, Ninja. I used to work for free. What? I used to work for free, ass Ninja. Okay. So people supposed to be out here working for free? Is that what you saying? Come on now. Idiotic ass Ninja. The average millionaire has at least 7 incomes. Exactly. But that wasn't even really my point. My point is that he was calling people lazy, which is true as well. Many Americans are lazy. Many Americans are stupid. But then at the same time, you have people out here who are working more than one job, more than two jobs. This ninja got what? Do you, we should work harder for less to better the country. Ninja, I'm done with you. I'm done with this ninja. He has to be trolling. He has to be trolling at this point. Because there's no way he's saying the stupid shit that he's saying. Yep, invest in yourself. Is it not normal to work for fucking millionaires? Millionaires work their ass off. Absolutely. Trey, you can super chat, Trey. But millionaires work their ass off too. Let's get these likes up. Millionaires work their ass off too. Millionaires work their ass off too. But everybody want to be rich. Nobody want to put the work in. Right? Everybody want to buy a house. Nobody want to put the work in. Everybody complaining about, oh, I can't stack $20,000. Nobody want to put the work in. Nobody want to put the work in. Everybody want to point the finger. Everybody, oh, the immigrants, oh this, oh that. Ninja, the immigrants come over here and they work their ass off. Right? They come over here and dominate. Ninja, I'm not complaining. Get in where you fit in. Ty B says there are some really dumb comments. This man is spot on. I appreciate that, Ty B. Listen, you got people who just won't learn. You got people who just won't get it. You have people who just won't get it. That's why I keep saying the majority of you people are going to be left behind. Right? The majority of you are going to be left behind. Even if the economy and America does recover, Ninja, there's going to be permanent people who never make it out because when it recovers, Ninja, it's not going to be another period where you're going to be able to climb. Just because America recovered, it's not going to make it easier for you to climb the ladder. No, it's going to make it harder and it's going to make it more permanent for you to stay where you stay at. It's going to make it harder for you to climb, right? Entering into a prosperous period doesn't mean that you're going to be able to get that prosperity, right? It's just going to mean that the people who put in the work, the people who were boots on the ground, the people who were struggling and found out how to pave a way for themselves, and they came into prosperity because they stayed down until they came up. Those are going to be the people who rise to the occasion. But for the rest of you, y'all are just going to be permanent in the place that you're in. And the people who are gonna run everything, the people who are gonna make sure that you ninjas stay in the Amazon warehouse, right? Y'all can have y'all little union or whatever. Y'all can have y'all union pay. Y'all can unionize. Go ahead. Let's get them ninjas a few. Let's get them ninjas some popcorn or something. Let's get these ninjas some popcorn or something. Right? Let's get these ninjas. All right, they want a pay increase. All right, we doing well. At least 30%. At least 30% of America is doing top tier shit. Moy says, I support other smart, motivated men. You should too. Shouts out to Moy, man. MSK, permanent underclass, absolutely. Right? Ninjas sitting on their ass, right? Ninjas sitting on their ass, twiddling in their fingers, talking about, yeah, Trump is gonna bring back prosperity. Trump is gonna Ninja, not for you, ass ninja, not for you. Not for you. You ain't doing nothing. Ninjas think prosperity just gonna hit them in the face. Like what? See, that's why I keep saying most of you, especially men, especially y'all, most of y'all gonna get left behind because you think prosperity just gonna hit you in the face. You think, okay, he bring back jobs, he bring back companies. Ninja, if you ain't got the skill, you ain't getting in. If you don't have the skill, you are not getting in. No prosperity for you, ass ninja. No prosperity for you. Shouts out to Moy again. Moy going crazy. Dang, Moy. Moy going crazy. Shouts out to Moy. Socialists and commies, socialists and commies, or GAY. Level up, brokey. Shouts out to Moy, man. Level up. If you don't have a skill, get a skill. Right? You Wally World ass ninjas, Family Dollar working ass ninja, Burger King burger flipping ass ninja, McDonald eating ass ninja, right? Fry dipping ass ninja, right? Whataburger ass ninja, Whataburger working ass ninja, right? Get your skills up. Now, by all means, if you have to work these jobs, then listen. No, listen. Getting money is better than making no money. I get it. Trust me, I get it. I get it. Ninja, once upon a time, I was in there. I was in there in Chick-fil-A. I was in there in Chick-fil-A dropping fries and dropping chicken, Ninja. Right, burning my hands and all of that stuff, Ninja. I was in there too. Right. Once upon a time, we all started from somewhere, Ninja. Once upon a time, I was also driving rideshare at some point in time. I did it too. I did it too. We all started from somewhere. So listen, some money is better than no money. Get it how you live, but listen, you got to get your skills up. Don't expect to make a shit ton of money doing low skill work. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Mr. Good Citizen, good point, man. Good point. Shouts out to Mr. Good Citizen. He said things take time. I worked hours for like 15 years before I seen the fruits. Exactly. Exactly. You got to put in the time, but another thing is we stay in such a instant gratification world. You can get groceries delivered to you in the instant, right? You can get food delivered to you in the instant, right? Instagram, instant, right? Everything is instant. So people are programmed to have things instantly, right? They log on to their phones, they see all these young millionaires, right? They see all of these people doing well in life. Those are just the highlights, man. Those are just the highlights, right? Some people came into money easily, right? Some people were overnight successes, right? But you have some people, they started early. They were working at 16. They were putting in the work. They were putting in the work in on YouTube since 15, 16. Or they were studying. They graduated high school early and went on to college and got their computer science degree. Early on, right? Got into college, got graduated high school early because they were studying, and graduated college early. Right? Came out, got a good job, hit the ground running. But a lot of people want things too instantly. Standing 3404 said, creating a good work history does work in your favor. Absolutely. Y'all listen. Because right now is not a good time to be bouncing from job to job. No, sir. No, sirski. Right now is not a good time to be trying to bounce from job to job. Listen, stay where you at right now. Like I said, companies doing layoffs, right? It's not looking that good, right? Nobody's hiring. A lot of companies are putting freezing on hiring right now. A lot of companies are putting freezes on hiring right now. So don't think you're gonna get out here and think you can just pick up a job. If you stay in a major metropolis, right? You compete. There's millions of people. They're competing for the low skill work at this point. You have people competing for the low skill work. It's so bad out here, right? People with degrees can't find jobs, so they're having to work low skill jobs. So you're competing with people who have degrees trying to get into the low skill work because they can't find a job in the high skill work. So the economy is all messed up, man. So if you getting paid decently right now, stay where you at, build up your resume, get some more experience, right? Until the time comes where okay, now it's time to jump ship and move on, get better pay, right? Because the economy is constricting right now. The economy is squeezing right now. The economy is constricting right now, right? Mr. Good Citizen said America has been losing dominance for decades. Nothing new. Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to know what y'all's opinion was on this. But this was a good poll though. Let me see. Let's check out this poll. So is America losing dominance? 66% said yes, but we still have 33% said no. Now it's arguable. You can argue. You can argue. Shouts out to Moy. I appreciate that. Rocket P13 coming in. You late, Rocket P13, but you can always watch the replay. But this was a nice discussion about the economy, about jobs, right? About what you should be doing. If you haven't checked out my membership yet, go and check it out. I actually had a detailed video about what you should be getting into, right? I talked about what certifications you possibly need to be picking up. So I'll create another video with more certifications that you should be getting, right? Including your CDL, including your CDL. Your CDL is nice to have in your back pocket, right? It's nice to have for job security, right? You can get laid off. Let me go drive trucks, right? You can quit or lose your job. Okay, let me go drive a truck for somebody, right? So you can always do that. But I'll be developing another video about strategies and certifications that you should be getting into, which jobs you should be getting into. I'll create a whole nother video for that updated list. But anyway, shouts out to everybody for coming through. We're also going live tonight. We're also going live tonight at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m., 8:30, at 8:30 p.m. 8 o'clock, 8:30 p.m. So be on the lookout for that notification. So I'm about to go in here and eat a late breakfast, possibly go to the gym after I eat breakfast, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.